Okay, so the entire intro that I recorded for today's video uh, has terrible audio and it's messed up. So it's day 16 and we're gonna get back into it. Honest to God, I don't even remember what I was talking about. So let's just talk about the break, I guess. The break was really useful in it that it allowed me to reorganize myself and readjust myself and prepare myself for the new ways that I'm going to be approaching this content creation. Not just with this series, but the other things that I'm getting into as well, you know? And it really provided me a decent amount of time to really reflect about what my self-reflection means and what my confidence means when I'm putting myself out there. Because in the many TikToks that I have been spamming my account with lately, one of the conversations that came up was about how it's a struggle for us to relinquish control of how we're perceived, and that it takes a certain kind of strength to just move on and love yourself, even knowing that you don't have a control over how your expression is understood, because all that really matters is that you understand your expression and why you express yourself like that. And if someone wants to make judgments about it, then that's not your issue. Ultimately, it's hard to understand. Also, look at my rings and these ones too. Whoa, I feel so cool. But yeah, like, it's really a challenge for a lot of people and for me too, because I feel like I'm still consistently dealing with the different ways that my expression has been misunderstood throughout my life, and it sucks to really recognize that you just have to let go of that, you know. There is no closure. And the toughest parts about dealing with these kinds of things is recognizing that the lack of communication is the answer. The lack of understanding, the lack of conversation and trying to understand is the closure. That's all it is. The purposeful avoidance of really trying to be there, even if it's something simple, you know. That avoidance is what a lot of us struggle with, and it's hard for us to be confrontational, because you gotta get up in someone's face and just literally be like, this is the truth of how I'm feeling, this is the truth of why I think like this, and this is the truth of what I think about you. Now tell me your side of things, and let's get this underway. It's a difficult conversation, but the difficult conversations always pay off. So anyway, let's cut over to the writing and the other stuff I talked about for the video. On M and M, or M and M, M and M and M and M. But yeah, we have a decent amount left, and we're just gonna get into it and enjoy ourselves. Okay, So that was actually pretty chill. Oh, oopsies. Keep fucking up with the light. I have no lighting. Sorry. So you guys kind of just have to work with me. But literally, that was way easier. It's feeling much more natural. This break was like totally the right move. Before I yell, I'm write in the journal, and then we'll be back. So that's that. I'm fatigued. I think I'm gonna take a nap after this. But yeah, my handwriting feels a lot more natural after taking this time off from this my project. It really feels like just another part of my being now, and I just gotta work on the fine motor movements. But like when it comes to the deep thought behind it and all that, honestly, I was thinking about the kids at the clinic that I work at, because they know nothing but just raw self-expression without any barrier. They don't know why some form of this expression is right or wrong. They just do it, right? And I think that is really important for us to understand, because that's how we all once acted before. And as we grow and as we mature, our self-expression changes. But there is something that we coax away from ourselves that I believe is ultimately a betrayal of our self-expression, and that is a betrayal of our authenticity, a betrayal of just being ourself. You know, you can and should apply yourself to trying to adequately coexist with others, but that doesn't mean that you need to muzzle yourself and how you express yourself. You know, going back to all this talk about love, objectivity, and truth, the love that you pour into yourself to understand yourself, to understand your authenticity, to understand your expression, it ultimately is the truth of who you are. You know, the more time you pour into yourself to understand yourself, you live more objectively. Does this make sense? You live objectively when you live authentically. Maybe it's like using those words wrong or something. I don't know. But that is something that I feel like has just been the lesson over this past week. Our self-expression is what we remove in the name of saying that we need to exist for these standards that have been applied to ourselves. But when you live for standards that don't speak to yourself, you commit yourself to mental enslavement. And we can't do this any longer. You know, I went out for like the first time in a very long time yesterday, and even though I did enjoy myself, I just like couldn't stand it, low key. You know, for my generation at least, third spaces have been removed. Every single avenue for like natural social interaction has been commodified. You need $1 to spend. You need to be willing to throw money away so that you can enjoy your time with others. And there that can't adequately coexist with authenticity, in my opinion. You know, the communal connections and emotional depths of understanding that we want to experience with others can't be felt to their fullest, deepest extents if we have to worry about this other stuff on top of it. You know, having such restraints put upon us just to live and express ourselves fully isolates us and destroys us without us even realizing until we're at a breaking point. And I feel like this little series is my slight bit of rebellion against that, but for connecting with myself. You know, every ounce of connection that I build upon with myself is a connection that I can build upon with another, and I already have been, slowly but surely. And it's just like, we want to see change, we want to see better, and it's scary having to make that change and effort for it, because we have to do it scared. And then once we're doing it, we can relax and ease up a little bit. But we can't get comfortable, because when we get comfortable, that's when our minds die. Okay, I'm done. See you tomorrow.